There's so many things I don't know what order to go in. You see me? Anyway, all right. Hello, sweet friends. It's Sarah at Crochet.With.Coffee, and thank you so much for joining me for another Monday chat. I have quite a few things to share with you today. First off, let me share with you the progress of what I got done on the cardigan that I told you that I was going to be working on this week. This cardigan is it Cassia Cardi? And this is the beautiful cardigan. It is cream, and these are like different, really pretty colored things. My printer only prints in black and white, but I do have the link in the description if you want to check it out. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. This one is made with a cotton blend. The yarn is a cotton blend, but I'm just using cotton. And if you were here last week, then you got to see our yarn dyeing process that we did for that sweater and the colors that I came up with. But I wanted to share with you the progress of what I've gotten done so far. So this is the sweater. And what I have accomplished is the full back. I wanted to oversize because I know that this yarn is going to shrink when I wash and dry it like I'm not supposed to. So yeah, so I got the full back done and the right side front panel. So you can see it starts off wider. Let me show you just the panel instead of the back. But you start, the bottom is wider than the top, so you're gonna have a nice like V shape going on with this cardigan. So thinner at the shoulder, wider towards the waist. And then I also shared with you guys that I had the yarn that I dyed. I'll show you what I have left as of right now, which I still have one front panel and 2 sleeves to do. And I told you that I didn't think that I'd have enough for the ribbing and the ribbing, the cuff, all that. So this is what I had left. I don't know that I'm going to use that orange because it's so different. I might find something else to do with that. But then I have this variegated color that I'm using. That was from my stash. And then the rest were the ones that we dyed last week. So you can see that that is probably, I'm assuming, not going to be enough for the cuffs and ribbing and stuff. The button band goes all the way up around the neck, and then the ribbing around the bottom, and then the sleeve cuffs. So I did have a really bright green color that I think I shared with you last week, and I said that I was going to dye it with orange, and the 2 colors together should end up being like a brownish color. But this is what I ended up with, and I'm really happy with it. But look at that, like olivey green. And this was not a variegated yarn at all. That little mixture of color in there just naturally happened. Isn't that so pretty? So that is the color that is going to be for the cuffs and the ribbing and the button band and all that stuff. So that is what's going to go with this. And I don't hate it. It will probably fade a little bit, but I don't know that it'll fade to be that light. But it's in the same family. I really like it. That I am very happy with. I'm excited to see how it continues working up. I'm really happy with what it is currently, and it'll be a really fun sweater to wear. Now, the finished item that I have is recorded. It is in the editing phase, and this one will be coming out after our last crochet along video. So we have one more video for our crochet along that comes out on Friday, and this is the one that's going to come out the week after that. This is our bed runner. This one is for a king size bed, so it is rather large, but we have our bed runner made with our squares. See, we had like our inspo square up here, or one of them, and then we've got these lovely squares and the bed runner for this. I'll put a picture up on the screen of what it looks like on the bed. You can see that citrus punch color changes throughout the whole bed runner. So you get a variety of colors on that third row. So very happy with this one. Then you've got the picots that are along the outside edge just to give it a nice little flare. And that one will be coming out not this coming Friday, but the Friday after. So it is still getting edited, but everything is filmed, and I'm very excited to have this one out for you guys. I know several of you have been looking forward to this one. So we're going to get that one out to you soon. And I am thrilled with the way it looks on my bed. So happy with it. I think it is so gorgeous. I love those granny squares. They're so pretty. All right, so let's see. What else there's so many things. I don't know what order to go in. I have a thrifted blanket I wanted to share with you because I thought it was gorgeous. I found this the other day at the thrift store for, I think it was $3 or $4. Washed, dried, beautiful. Oh, I think this one might live on my chair in here because I do have the other one that I had that I made, Little Dove Crochet. I will link her in the description. She has gorgeous color palettes. This is normally the one that I have, and I fell in love with this blanket with like that green color. I used a different yarn than she used. This is a mixture. I have some anti-pilling Anti-Pilling Mainstay from Walmart. I think that's the white and the pink, this light pink. Then I have the green one, I know is the Green Apple Anti-Pill from Hobby Lobby, the Yarn Bee. And then the rest is Big Twist. And this one, this cream color, was the Karen 1 pound in like a cream. I can't remember. But this one is so great. This one lives on my chair, and I think maybe I'll swap them out once in a while. I just love this one so much. It is I think one of my favorite blankets. It is just gorgeous. She has a really great join on here. You see that join? It's so pretty. So her colors are always so gorgeous. She picks such great ones, but I think I'll swap it out for this one once in a while and use this one sometimes because this is more of a lap blanket size. And it's just so pretty. I love all of these colors, and it just like the different variety, like it's in a pattern. Like they're all different colors in between that brown there, and then these stripes are different. So this is like a zigzag chevron type stitch made with double crochets. And I know we've done a chevron stitch blanket in singles, but this one is doubles. And whoever made this did an amazing job. I guess this is more than lap blanket size, but I love it. I'm so happy with it. I think it is so pretty, and I can't wait to wear it. It makes me happy every time I see the colors and everything. So nice. I do have something else I want to share with you at the end of the video as far as projects go. But first, I want to go over the yarn that I have used for the month of March. I always love going over this. January, I had one skein, and I'm keeping, I can look at it. Let me see. So these were my yarns. I'm keeping labels for each month. So January, I had one skein of Red Heart. And then I think I had like 10 or 11 for February because I got a lot done. And then I have my list of ones for this month. I need to find a better, maybe I should need to like rubber band stuff because I can't, those two were easy to keep separate. And now I'm going to need to figure out how to keep all of these together without mixing up the next month. So anyway, they are going in there. Now I have March that I need to add to that box. I need to show you what I did and how many I have of each one and all that stuff. So first off, before we do labels, I want to show you my yarn ends. So these are not scraps. These are yarn ends. I keep my scraps over here, which I need to rabbit trail for a second because I thrifted some other really pretty things. You notice that I have a cover for my lamp now. I crocheted that. I will put the link in the description for you because I cannot remember. I have a terrible habit of not remembering things. But I did that off of a tutorial for a lamp shade, and I think that this color is gorgeous, along with something I just thrifted. I thrifted this, and they're all around the same colors, and I'm really happy with this. It's so pretty. So anyway, this jar is going to be the keeper of my scraps. So these are the yarn ends that are not able to be used like in like a ball like this. They're too small for that, but I don't want to throw them away because they're still usable. I've also made a really pretty scarf. I know I shared with you one time a scarf that I made out of just strings like this attached, and I tie those up with the magic knot, and then I put them into a ball, and then I just use this ball as scraps for their own projects. So I'm going to be keeping, I have my scrap yarn in here and in balls and everything back there, and then this one is going to be my label keeper. Because I'm struggling with the paper clips and they're flying all over the place. So that is going to be my label keeper. This is my yarn strands. No, my very, very tiny scraps are going in there. And these are my yarn ends. So this is like after I've woven in all of my ends, these get cut off. And I'm going to keep these. I have, my other bag was about this full, and that was January, February put together. I also have a little granny square in there that needs to be taken out because I have a pile of mismatched granny squares that don't have a job. They were rejects from different projects, so they didn't get put into a project. So I'm going to put them all together and someday probably do something with them. But these yarn ends I'm saving up, and I'll do a project or something, use them for stuffing or whatever. But I want to see how much I get for the year with these. So that is one thing. So here are my yarn labels for the month of March. This was a cone. And then I've got all of that. So I'm going to count those up and see what it is that I have. And I do have these. This is what I used for the bed runner. So that's 7 skeins of the I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby. And I'm only counting labels. So if I use something up that was a partial skein, it gets counted as a whole label. We're just counting labels. Let's get this counted and see where we're at. I've got 7 with the I Love This yarn from the bed runner, and then I have this cone from the cotton that I used for the cardigan that I dyed. And let me count the rest of these, and I will give you a breakdown of everything that I used and how many of each type that I used. Let's get these sorted. Are we ready for our counts? All right, first we're going to start off with Karen. So for Karen yarn, I had one that I did not have a label for, but I used up the whole skein, and that was for the Karen Victorian Christmas Gold color balsam. So that was that green sparkly. And then we had a, let's see, 2 Caron Simply Soft. And I had a Caron jumbo skein. So that right there was 4 skeins of Caron. And then with the 7 labels that I had from the bed runner, I have let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 labels of the I Love This Yarn. So 12 altogether plus 4, so that's 16. Got 16 labels so far. And I have 2 Red Heart. That was what I used for the shoulder shrug. That was the fall colors. So that's 2 more. And that is 12, 16, 17, 18. I have this one that is, it was a Joann's yarn. I think it's probably Big Twist in a small skein. So this was a mini one. So that's 19. And then I have Big Twist yarn. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5, 6. So that's 25. This one is 26. This was a green apple in the Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby. And then we have our cone of cotton. So 27 skeins or labels or whatever we're going to count it as, 27 for this month. That was more than double what we did even January and February put together. But you know why? It was because I was getting all of the projects completed and all of that piled up, and I was actually able to finish stuff. So super exciting. 27 skeins. Some of those were partial, but seriously, that was crazy. Awesome. Love it. So glad to have had all of that for this month. I'm impressed. Do you think I can ever top that? I don't know. That's a bit much, I think, really. Now, if you watch our Wednesday episodes, you have heard me talk about what we're planning on doing on Wednesdays after our Persian tile blanket is over, which this week I have some interesting facts to share with you on my journey with this and some things that I realized and recognized. So if you want to pop in for Wednesday to hear my issues, watch the Wednesday episode that's coming up. It's embarrassing for sure. But anyway, all right. So besides that, on Wednesdays, after the Persian tile blanket is done this month, so the month of April, we are going to start doing lives on Wednesday and do mystery picks with all of our scrap yarns that I have back here. The scrap yarns are going to be made into hexagon cardigan, like a make-along type of thing. And along with that, I'm also going to be putting out some tutorials for hexagon cardigans. So if you've never made one before and you need more details other than what we're going to go over in the make-along or, the random picks video where I'm kind of explaining some different things here and there on how to construct the cardigan, then you can reference those. So I have a few different options that I'm going to be posting videos for, but just to continue on the avenue of the lives, just so everybody's aware, if you haven't been on our Wednesday episodes, we are going to start doing lives on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I live in Florida and that 11 o'clock a.m. works really well for me on Wednesdays. And I think that's the only time that I will really be able to block out for the lives. So that is what the plan is as of right now. And those will be starting on Wednesdays in May. So April, we're still doing our Persian tile blanket random picks and our mystery picks. And then in May, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. we're going to be doing our hexagon cardigans, and we'll be doing that together. And you can either watch and follow along, or you can do one with me. I know a lot of you have said that you are excited to do a hexagon cardigan with scraps or just a hexagon cardigan in general. And I want to share with you what it is that I'm going to present in the tutorials prior to the Wednesday live so that you guys can prep for that. I did have a request for this a few months ago, and I'm just able to get to it now, but a tutorial for a tapered sleeve hexagon cardigan. So this one, I have tried multiple styles. I've been trying to work out the bugs on things, and I think that we are at a pretty good spot where I have gotten half of this done. Let me show you what it looks like on. And I'm also sharing how to adapt different things as you go so you can make it fit the way that you want it to fit. Sorry, my sleeve is a little weird in here. Let's see if I can straighten that out. It's one of those cuff sleeves that's like tied down and you can't straighten it. Okay, I think that's the best I can get right now. So don't mind that little bump there. But anyway, this is going to be the tapered sleeve. It does go down to my wrist if my weird sleeve isn't underneath it. But then we have, it's going to be a tapered sleeve hexagon cardigan. And I will show you the different ways to adapt this to fit the way that you want it to fit. And then I'm also going to have one that's like the classic big drapey, have the option of bell sleeves or cuffed sleeves, kind of like that one that I was sharing with you a couple weeks ago of like the green. I'll show you a picture of that one so you can see that. But I'll have both options available for you guys to use. So if you want a tapered sleeve or you want a big bell sleeve, like big, crazy, big, flowy hexagon cardigan, you can do either one if you would like to. For what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing the big flowy one and everything, but I wanted you to have a detailed tutorial for that one, a detailed tutorial for the tapered sleeve one, and we are going to make sure that you have those available if you want to access those and do our lives with our fun random picks that we're going to do with our scraps here and just stitch along together. So that would be really fun. I am also going to end up doing, for different things to make it kind of fun, is we're going to have crochet would you rather questions. So as an example, like, would you rather make a wearable or a blanket or something like that? Or, and then have you guys answer in the chat. And like at the replay, if you guys want to watch the replay, if you're not able to make the live, then you can answer with your would you rathers in the chat too. So that would be so fun. But for the big bell sleeve tutorial, they're going to be in these colors because I have a friend, my same friend that I did the little girls sweaters for, the granny stitch sweaters. Her mom wanted one that was similar to that. So little girl's grandma. And we're doing these colors for that. So that one is what the tutorial is going to be in for the big bell sleeve cardigan, the hexagon cardigan. All right, I think that brings us to the end. I do have some shout outs before we go. We have a couple new Coffee Buddy members. So I wanted to share that with you really quick. And just to give you an idea of Coffee Buddies, so with our Coffee Buddies membership, that is different than subscribing. And if you're not aware of this, subscribing is free. And all you need to do is hit that subscribe button. You'll see my videos pop up more often if you're subscribed, but subscribing is free. The membership is what I'm talking about now. And that one is an option that if you would like to support the channel a little bit extra than all that you guys do already with you guys watching and commenting and liking and subscribing and all of that, the membership is something just a little extra, and that also helps the channel. I thank you guys so much for that. But we have 2 new Coffee Buddies, and with a Coffee Buddy membership, you guys get cute little emojis that you can use in the comments and the chats. You can leave those cute little coffee and yarn themed emojis there. And then we also have some cute little badges. So they're a little picture that goes next to your name, and those are little coffee mugs. And This week we had 2 new coffee members. We have a TMC Cord 630. Thank you so much for becoming a coffee buddy. And we also have Cassidy Carpenter. So thank you both for becoming coffee buddies. It helps the channel so much, and I really appreciate that. And then I also have a hug and a mug today from Danielle S. And Danielle, thank you so much for your hug and a mug. That is a little avenue to give gifts to Crochet with Coffee, and that is so, so sweet. It's a buy me a cup of coffee. I have that linked in the description, and it is just, again, just an extra little thank you. And Danielle says, I love your channel. It's my favorite yarn crochet channel. You're so sweet, gentle, funny, and true to yourself. I look forward to each video you post. Plus, you have such cute fur babies. Thank you. I think they're pretty cute too. Thank you for your channel and all your hard work. Danielle, thank you so much for your kind words. That is so sweet of you. And I am so thankful you enjoy the channel. I am glad that you like the fur babies. They are a lot of fun. I enjoy them too. And thank you so much for supporting Crochet with Coffee. So thank you so much for joining me today for our Monday chat. I always love sitting here and talking to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you would like to, subscribing is free. Likes are free. It would be such a huge help. It gets these videos out to other crocheters so that we can all come together as a community and we can have fun together. And please feel free to post in our community page with the projects that you're working on right now. I'd love to see what you have going on, whatever projects you're doing, crocheting, knitting, embroidery, anything that you are having fun with. I would love to see your skills and what you're making. So please feel free to post over on the community page so that we can all enjoy your craftiness. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you find joy in the little things. You guys, look at this chair. It's granny squares printed on here. Is that perfect or what?